to another episode of Bill Has Opinions, the drinking show with the Thanksgiving problem. I am Laura Lavoie, and I'm here with Bill Perkins, who has opinions.
I do. I brought them with me.
Yes, we have lots and lots of opinions. So how are you?
I'm doing swell. I've had a good week, a good weekend, and a good week. You know, I got a lot of stuff done over the weekend. Normally, you know, and this is the thing, when you're, you know, our age and you're, you know, you have responsibilities or whatever the fuck, you know, so you work all week, and then on the weekend that you usually have to look forward to is chores and other bullshit.
More work.
Yes, yeah, not paid work, just work that you have to do.
Right.
But I will say, you know, with that comes a certain sense of accomplishment when you actually get any of it done.
That's true.
And I had a bunch of shit I've been putting off, and I got loads done on Sunday afternoon. Like I cleared half my yard, and I say yard because I live in the woods.
Sure.
You know, but I have our yard's all moss because we live in the woods. But if you don't get the leaves off the moss, then the moss gets all weird.
Right.
It turns brown, and all these little creatures burrow into it and shit. And so
nobody likes that.
I didn't deal with it last year, and the shit's a little worse for wear from it. So this year I was like, I'm making a point. So Saturday was the first day where it had been like 3 or 4 days since it had rained, and the leaves were dry enough, and you know, and it was cold as fuck, unfortunately, but it was dry. And anyway, I got the fuck out there and I cleared at least like 60% of the yard now is cleared of leaves. And for all those people who post those memes about
just let it
lay because salamanders and you know, whatever the fuck wants to live in that shit. I'm like, listen, I'm not bagging it up and having the city haul it away. I'm just pushing it 12 feet that direction.
Right.
Into the actual woods. And then those salamanders and centipedes and all that shit can live over there. You know, I don't give, that's fine. They're fine not to live in the 20 square feet around my house.
Right. Exactly.
You know?
That is correct.
So that's what's happening. But I got a lot of that done. And then also, we stopped at Sam's Club, and I'll come back around to that because something happened there. But I bought there was some shelving that was on sale. So I had bought a shelf last weekend and put it up in the garage. And then we went and got another one. And now the garage is completely fucking organized. And there's shit everywhere, which is great. Yay, I know, right? So I got a lot done. And you know, like I said, it kind of sucked because I spent my whole weekend just fucking around doing stuff, like not actually, you know, enjoying myself per se. But there's a certain amount of enjoyment that comes from getting, like, crossing something off your list, right?
Right.
So
right.
there.
Right. No, that's fair. That's fair. I did not do that this weekend.
Well,
I actually I did some other stuff. I went to the Asheville holiday parade.
Oh, yeah.
So Asheville does their holiday parade on the weekend before Thanksgiving. So it's a little weird to be before Thanksgiving, but it's literally a Christmas parade.
Yeah.
So it's a little weird.
Did you get half of this? Or
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. You have the rest. But it was cool. And then we went to the cat show, the actual cat show, like a dog show, but cats.
Uh-huh.
And that was fun. I got to see 2 sphinxes. I got to see 3 sphinxes and 2 Devon Rexes, and I got to pet a Cornish Rex. That's what I did.
Okay.
That was my job. That was what I did this week.
I see.
I got to go pet the cat.
Were there is that the only one cats that were there, or were there?
No, there were others. I didn't care about the others.
Because you can't deal with hairy cats, right? Is that the deal?
Well, yeah, I mean, to live with, it doesn't go well.
But you didn't even like cruise the like ragdoll section or anything?
We looked,
okay.
But we didn't pet them. We window shopped, but yes,
all
we
right.
did not pet them. We did see some, like, there was a kitten, a Persian kitten that looked, I mean, because a Persian, first they got this smooshy little face, right?
Yeah.
So, and his eyes were too big for his head because he was so small. So he just looked permanently worried.
Yeah.
He was so cute. And I was like, I do not need a Persian, but he's really cute.
Yeah.
So, but that's what I did. I went and looked at cats.
That's cool.
That's the excitement I had. So what are we drinking? Oh,
what are we drinking?
well, before the show, and I wanted to share this on the show. I had bought some Great Lakes Brewing Elliott Ness Amber Lager.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed that. I thought it was very tasty.
I must have enjoyed it because I drank it real quick.
Yeah. I also love the art on this and actual Elliott Ness. And if you're not from the Midwest, go Google Elliott Ness. But I like that he's like at a bar with a beer, because one of my memories of drinking this beer was at a bar in Cleveland, and it was just me by myself. Yeah. And I was just sitting at the bar drinking a beer, so I looked like this.
I see. Were you untouchable?
No, but I also didn't wear a fedora, so.
Okay.
I mean, I was untouchable, as in I did not want anyone to touch me.
There you go.
So that's one thing. But what are we drinking now? We both have.
We're drinking now. We're drinking Edmunds Oast Brewing Company's Special Dark, which has this weird skull bee or something on it. I don't know.
And it is also a dark lager. So
this is a Czech style dark lager.
Yeah. So it's really roasty. It has a lot of roast flavors.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I don't hate it.
I have not had anything bad from this brewery.
I love Edmunds Oast. I love them very much.
This is out of Charleston, South Carolina, for those who aren't in the know. But the local bottle shop in Hendo that I go to, the Blue Door, carries a lot of their stuff. Mm-hmm. So I saw it, and I knew you liked this brewery, which is partly why I chose it.
I love that brewery.
You said, because the other day I had gone to the bottle shop to buy something specific for Laura that she'd asked me for, and their shipment had not come in from that particular brewery. So I said, "Hey, what else do you want?" And she's like, something Thanksgiving-y or something. And I was like, "Okay, well." I said, this sounds good.
It is good. I actually really enjoy it. What I like about it, because I know we've talked about this on the show before, it's a very dark beer. And you don't like imperial stouts, imperial, right? Because they always taste too boozy. Mm-hmm. This is only 5.5%. So it's really dark and really rich. Enough. But it's also really rich. Yeah. And you still get that flavor without the alcohol bomb.
Yeah, without that. Or it's either things that have that there's so much alcohol they taste boozy, or things that are bourbon barrel aged have an inclination towards that too. They're just like, it's a little too syrupy sweet or something. Mm-hmm. I don't know, something about it's off-putting.
Absolutely. But so you bought some other stuff while you were there. Yeah. So if you're in Asheville, and you can go back to some of our other holiday episodes, we've had this conversation. If you're in Asheville, the beer of the season is Cold Mountain.
Yeah.
And it's a good beer, but its recipe changes every year. So you never know what you're going to get.
You don't. And it's a little overrated. Like, everybody goes ape shit for it, and it's good, but it's not like getting in a fist fight at a grocery store good.
Right. Exactly. But then one of the other local breweries, Asheville Brewing Company, made this one a few years ago. And I think both of us agree this is by far the better holiday ale.
It is, and it's also less hassle, because you can just find this.
You can just go buy it. So I'm going to drink this next. Bill already had his.
I had one right before the show, and then we're closing with.
But yeah, we got a little bit of a Thanksgiving dinner here. This is Ginger's Revenge, which is a ginger beer company that makes hard ginger beer. And this is specifically their Granberry. What's Granberry? That's like the name that a hip grandmother wants to be called.
Call me Granberry.
Cranberry herb. So it sounds like it'll taste like Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
Kind of like our candy corn from last year.
Yeah.
But
I didn't bring a green bean beer, unfortunately.
Well, thank God. Thank God you didn't. My favorite part about this, I don't think you can see it there. Actually, you can. Must be refrigerated. Like, why would I not refrigerate my? Like, who's drinking that at room temperature?
Like, you know what I love? A warm ginger beer.
Delicious. So I'm gonna finish this. I started drinking it before you did, which is why I have less than you do. But
I'll catch up. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's fair. And then I'll pour myself the Gingerbread Man. And if you want I brought a spare just in case. So if you want this one in the meantime, you're welcome to it. But we have that one on the show a lot.
Yeah, we do.
So anyway, beers. So as you can tell, we got a little bit of a theme for the beers. We're kind of going Thanksgiving dinner. We're skewing for the holidays here.
Yeah.
So this episode, and this one is one of the rare ones that we're kind of off the top of our head a little bit more. So enjoy.
Yeah.
Enjoy that because we're extra funny that way, or not.
Yeah.
But this is about gratitude.
Right.
So it's Thanksgiving. We're grateful. So Bill, why don't you give us sort of I don't know, you got a monologue about gratitude?
A skosh, I guess. I would say, like, I'm not religious.
Mhm.
I think I've made that perfectly clear in other episodes. People are aware. I don't subscribe to that, but I don't think you have to be grateful. It's not like I'm grateful to God for things.
Sure, yeah, 100%.
But just grateful to, but I do appreciate. I really like Thanksgiving. Like, after Halloween, it's probably my second favorite holiday. It doesn't come with the hassle of Christmas to me.
Mhm.
So I like eating also. So that's too. I'm a foodie, and it's you get together. Here's the thing. I feel like you get together at Thanksgiving with the people you want to get together with. And it might still be family, but I like I came from a broken home, and that meant I got to pick who I wanted to have Thanksgiving with. And this is kind of funny. This is funny because my mom's side of the family, who actually I guess I spent more time with generally, for Thanksgiving, though, my uncle, he doesn't like turkey. He thinks it's dry. So my grandmother...
It often is in the wrong hands.
In the wrong hands. This is the thing we've learned in the last decade or so, is that it really is important for you to brine that turkey before you cook it. So this is not a thing that people used to do, I don't think. They just kind of like pulled it out of the bag and threw it in the oven.
God, yes. Yeah, I know.
And you wind up with a real dry fucking turkey. So anyway, my uncle hated dry turkey. And so my grandmother would cater to him. So she would cook a chicken instead.
Which can also be dry if you cook it wrong, but sure, go ahead.
Well, but chickens are generally a tad more greasy than turkey.
Sure.
So she would cook a chicken, and I just always felt like that was just a fucking slap in the face to Thanksgiving. So I didn't want nothing to do with it. Like, after I was old enough to make a decision, I was like, no, I'm gonna go to my dad's house for Thanksgiving because he'll cook a fucking turkey, and also he'd have pumpkin pie. My dad's from Baltimore, which Baltimore is a funny thing. It has an identity crisis. It doesn't know if it's southern or northern.
Yeah, for sure. And
anyway, but one of the northern things. So people from Baltimore eat pumpkin pie, not sweet potato pie. If you're from down here, you probably like grew up with sweet potato pie. They're very similar flavor wise, but the texture is different, and that's what gets me. And I like. I'm a custard person personally. I love custard desserts. I love flan. I love, coconut cream pie and shit like that. So I just like the texture of pumpkin pie better. That was one of the things I identified with my Baltimore side of my family.
Sure.
More than the South Carolina side of my family.
Sure.
I would prefer pumpkin pie, and I knew my dad would make a pumpkin pie, and he would cook a proper fucking turkey. Instead of a chicken.
Sure.
And so I would go to his house, when I was, in my formative years. And then as I got older, then like you would, whatever girl I was seeing, be like, hey, you want to come to Thanksgiving? Yes, please. anything not to Thanksgiving with my family, So I've always Thanksgiving with someone who's not my family.
Mm-hmm.
For that reason, because but you do get to choose. And I will say one Thanksgiving I was actually living in Chicago, Illinois, and I didn't have enough time off to like fly home for Thanksgiving, so we were doing a thing in Chicago, and it was just a bunch of friends who were all sort of orphaned, like none of us could go home. So we all got together, and I really enjoyed that. It's the one time I've ever fucking done that. Although I would do it again.
I love a Friendsgiving.
I think people should do it more often.
Yeah.
Friends of the family you get to choose.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't tend to have fucking political arguments or whatever over the table with friends, which you might if you Thanksgiving with your family. But anywho's, that's my story on that. But I'm grateful either way, whether there's a higher power to be grateful to or not.
I don't think gratitude needs to be couched in religion, right?
I don't think so. You can just be aware that you've got it pretty good.
Right.
And you know,
yeah, I'm also for like I think gratitude is contagious. Like the more you show your thankfulness for somebody, just like thank you for doing that thing. Like people just feel better about themselves and then they're more thankful.
yeah,
and then
yeah.
they
Well,
are
and then and it also makes them go out and do more good in the world, right?
Exactly.
Like, because they got thanks for doing the thing that they did.
Exactly, including like I like to thank people for just shit people should do. Like I know people that actually do genuinely believe I'm not thanking a server for serving me because that's their job. That's bullshit. Like we should thank each other as actual humans. Like
Right.
you are doing a thing for me, whether I'm paying you or not, it does not matter. And I am grateful for you
Yeah.
to do that thing. So 100%. Thank you.
Yes. And yeah, and servers catch a raw deal anyway. I don't know.
Yeah.
People aren't nice enough to them.
No.
And when you know what, 5 years from now, when nobody's serving anybody, you can go back and think about that because that's what's going to happen. Is I mean, you know, there are so many other avenues now for people to make money besides waiting on your ass.
Exactly.
That if anyone's doing it, you should be thankful that they are.
Well, that was also like that was always some of the argument from the people, the less grateful people, right?
Was always like, oh, go get a better job.
Well,
they all did.
They did.
And now nobody wants to serve your sorry ass.
Exactly.
You know, so now you can bellyache that all the restaurants are going to go belly up.
Enjoy that. Yes, no. So this year, for that reason, right? So we don't live anywhere near our families, and various other reasons we do not want to see various family. So we're doing. Oh, I am grateful for a special treat. We have a special treat. Look at our special treat. We got hand-shaken milkshakes. Thank you.
These things.
Yay! We're going to do this. Let's give this a try. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that works. So to that end, we're actually making a non-traditional Thanksgiving this year.
Oh, damn, that's some good vanilla ice cream.
That's also good vanilla ice cream. But we're because we always watch the football game on Thanksgiving Day. Obviously, we're Lions fans, as everybody who watches this show knows. And so we're going to watch the game and we're going to make lunch and we're going to make turkey sliders. And like, we're going to have a slider bar where you can put whatever you want, but they're all like Thanksgiving flavors. Like we've got cranberry relish and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like, but one of the things we were going to make is pumpkin milkshakes, but we don't own a blender. And so we're going
to buy one just for this.
Not just for this. No.
I mean, as much as you're into tiki stuff, you're not going to buy a blender.
No, because I can shake it all in the shaker, which to the point is that this is a milkshake that was shaken in an actual cocktail shaker.
And it's really good.
It's good.
It's actually very, very smooth. I'm surprised. I thought I was going to like turn my face inside out, like sucking that up.
Right, exactly. But yeah,
you said I was going to shake it. I'm like, okay. Well,
you're sucking it through what's this called?
A glass
straw. Glass. That's the word we use for this. Glass. All right, but these are really tasty. I like this. All right, so why don't we take a break? So anyway, we're making that. So, and I'm very grateful.
Sorry, I love whipped cream too.
It's very
delicious.
Good. Very good. All right, let's take a quick break because so here we go. Because Dan just commented on our show, so thank you for watching, Dan. You are officially our fourth viewer. That's our friend Dan Pesto, right? We've talked about it before. Some new movies. Actually, I made this graphic a little while ago. Some of these films are already out. But yeah, check out Dan Pesta and some shit that he did. What I'm excited about on Tubi is Chasing the Ghost. I think we're going to watch that.
You mentioned that the other day to me, and I said, well, I'll watch that when I have a minute. But,
exactly. Yeah, I haven't had a minute either. But yeah, we are going to watch it. I'm very, very excited because it is available online on the streaming. So, oh yeah. Hi, Dan. Thanks. Well, that's how we do at Bill Has Opinions. Nobody actually pays us for commercial breaks.
up until the point when MailChimp decides to start sending us a check.
We're just gonna pimp our friends.
That's right. So that's what we're doing.
And do that. So, all right, awesome. So thanks, Dan, and you should go watch some of his movies. So that's what I have to say about that. So yeah, we just pimp our friends because why not? We just like to take a break in the middle. We've made graphics for a wide variety of our friends so that we can pick and choose them as we go.
It is true.
Plus, I like to make graphics in my spare time.
She seems to enjoy it.
I do.
Her favorite thing to do is to stick different hats on a picture of me from 5 years
I
ago.
do like to do that. So yeah, stalk our Facebook page because right now the picture
At some
of you.
point, I need to take a new picture because that picture's so old that it doesn't really like I've aged. You know?
Yeah, but it was the one like when we decided to do this during the pandemic, and he's like, "Here's a picture of me." I'm like, all right then. So yeah, there's a little bit of that everywhere. So. Yeah, but the Thanksgiving one is one of my favorites because I got one of those, the turkey hat.
Yeah.
Where it's like an actual roast turkey, but it's a hat.
Yeah.
I got a picture of that and I put it on your head and it cracks me up every time.
Okay.
But we're about to enter Santa hat season, so.
Yeah.
We're going to do that. This is stupid good.
Wasn't it? I
Yeah.
thought so.
Yeah. Very, very good.
May I ask me what my favorite ice cream flavor was out of I think the base, you said the basics,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, well, vanilla, because I do like vanilla. I'm not lying. Like it's a good flavor.
Mm.
I'm not a big chocolate fan. I've never been a chocolate. Like chocolate's just a flavor to me, but vanilla is delicious.
I like chocolate. Don't get me wrong. And if I'd been handed a chocolate shake, I would have drank it.
I would have still drank it and not complained, but I'm like, if given the choice, I'd rather vanilla. I'm just saying, like, I will say I like strawberry if it's the strawberry that's in Neapolitan, not strawberry that you buy by itself because there's two separate. You know what I'm talking about? Like
they are.
I'm talking about the smooth ass pink,
yeah,
fake strawberry that's in Neapolitan. Actually, I really like a lot. But anyway.
Here we are. All right, I'm going to drink my my Ninja bread.
Yeah.
After drinking that milkshake, it should taste absolutely delicious.
I was saying like before we got on the air that like a beer float with Ninja Bread Man would probably be delicious.
Yeah. Well, yes, I'm sure it is. We can make one some other time. We can make one.
Actually, I think a beer float with this special dark would also be very good.
Oh yeah, honestly, any good. Like I had a beer float once that was Duck Rabbit Milk Stout.
I can see that, yes.
And but the ice cream was salted caramel.
Ooh.
Oh, that was divine.
Yeah.
If you want to make that, that's good.
All right.
But I do love this beer, and this will be. I did have a Ninja Bread already once this season. I will.
Okay.
We went to the Bruin View. I am thankful for the Bruin View. Asheville Brewing Company has a small theater where you can eat pizza and drink beer and watch a first run movie.
Right.
So we went there the other night.
The little differences. You can go in there and you can get an actual beer. I'm not talking like a plastic cup.
Right. With a wristband.
An actual glass of beer.
Yes.
And
order a pizza.
Yeah.
Or anything else. Anyway, so what are you thankful for, Bill? What you got on your list?
On my list, let's see. Well, I'm thankful. This is a weird thing. I'm thankful that I got into home ownership when it was affordable.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've been thinking a lot about this lately because, our kids are all like, in various states of whatever the fuck's going on in their lives. And I realize that, like, if you aren't a Gen Xer, essentially, like if you're below Gen X, if you're a millennial or Gen Z, you're probably not going to own a home, not by yourself anyway. Like you're gonna have to go in with a friend or a spouse or
married, yes,
that kind of thing. It's not attainable as a single person. It just ain't gonna happen.
That's true. Yeah, I think back on like how we stumbled into this house. And you couldn't do that.
And truthfully, yeah, and same for me. Like the house I stumbled into, and this was only like a couple of years ago. But like my current house that I live in now, if I were to decide I'm selling it, I could get $500,000 for it. Now I can't. The thing about that is, hey, that sounds great. Where would I go? I can't get another place for $500,000 either.
Exactly.
So it's a weird, the fact that I stumbled into a place at the time when you could buy a house for $140,000.
Uh-huh.
Right? I mean, it needed some work, but shit, man, like you can't find it. Like in my neighborhood now, if there's a single wide on an acre of land, it's $280,000 to start, right? And probably more than that. Like there'll probably be a bidding war on it.
Right. Absolutely.
So it's fucking nuts. And I'm just like, I'm grateful that I've already got a place that I got a reasonable interest rate because I got in when the interest rates were good.
Yeah, which
I got in when the market was good.
Yep.
We actually have a 20-year mortgage, so I'll be out of it before I retire from working.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
like so I'm thankful for that. And I know it's a dumb thing maybe to be thankful.
No,
but
I actually have that on my list too. I have my house.
Your house, yeah, because
and it's not just home ownership too. Like I genuinely love my actual house.
Well, same, yeah.
Like I think you should live somewhere you enjoy.
No, and same. I love my house. Like it's got a couple things. Like the garage door fell in last week. I'm getting it fixed like sometime this week.
Yeah, but that is also home ownership.
That's just
like,
home ownership.
Shit just happened.
Yeah, but you know, I'm not happy about that. But on the other hand, you know, what's the alternative? Like the fucking rent goes up $200 every month.
Right.
You know,
right.
like
yeah, we just replaced our furnace, and yeah, huge chunk of money at once, and you're like, fuck, I've replaced my furnace. Now I will never eat again. But you actually will, and also like. It's been freaking cold lately,
so
and
then you're like, "Hoo heat."
Yeah, I'm glad we replaced our furnace. This has been great.
Yeah, it's been chilly this past week or so.
Oh yeah, I got like I remember we talked about this a little bit in No, I hear you, Jay. So we talked about this a little in the fall episode or the first fall episode because in Asheville we went from literal summer, like 90-degree days summer, and then autumn equinox fall.
Yeah.
Like it just, and then like a week ago
it decided it was gonna be winter,
like,
and it's been chilly as hell,
cold AF. It even snowed just a little bit the other day.
Just dusting. Well, actually, you know, it was beautiful because I drove into town one day. When was that? Was that Sunday? Maybe
last Sunday was. Yeah. It did snow. Yes.
And I drove into town. You know how there's like the and I love this. This is one of the things I love about living in the mountains, which I'm also grateful for.
It splashed.
Is when you live in the mountains, sometimes there's days in the wintertime when it didn't snow in town, but there's snow on top of the mountains.
Yeah, for sure.
And so you get to enjoy how beautiful it is without actually the pain in the ass of it.
Right.
You know, like you just drive in and you see the snow-capped mountains kind of surrounding town, and you're like, oh, isn't that beautiful?
I'm grateful for that,
yes, too. That's what I was saying. Like, it's one of those things I'm like, ooh, I love that. Like, I fucking love those days when it snowed. When as they say on the radio, it'll be in the higher elevations.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. But, you know, to that end, like, I'm also grateful, not just my house and where I live, but where I live as a macrocosm. Like I love that we live in Western North Carolina. I think it's one of the most beautiful places.
It really is. It really is. I mean,
really.
I get some beautiful scenery sometimes. I mean, even like just driving over here on Monday nights, you know, I drive through this little valley. I usually take a sort of a scenic route over here because it's about a 5-minute difference, but I get off the interstate and I drive through this valley, and there's these ranches and shit. Like I go through these like rolling hills, and there's like cattle and stuff, but then I'll get to watch the sunset over all that shit, and it's just freaking beautiful, you know? So
yeah, absolutely. All right, what else are you grateful for?
Oh, other things I put on here. Let's see.
I knew we'd take up a lot of time.
Okay, I said beer.
Oh,
I'm grateful for beer because it's delicious and makes things tolerable.
I also enjoy beer, and as we've also discussed on the show, I am grateful for being able to drink seasonally.
Yes.
Like all summer long, we had all these episodes where I'm like, literally all I can drink right now is a session IPA. Like, do not even give me anything else. Yeah. I cannot. But now it's winter and it's freezing outside. I'm like, I want the dark beer.
Yeah, no, and I like that too. I like changing it up, you know. And I always have to explain this when they're like, "What kind of beer do you like?" I'm like, "Well, it depends on what season it is." Exactly. I have my things for different times of the year, and as soon as certain months hit, I'm like, "We're going to do this now," and you know, and it's of course it's always a month behind when their stuff is being sold in the store,
right?
Which I have an issue with, but I appreciate also that we live in a time when all this beer is attainable.
Oh,
because like if we lived 20, 30 years ago,
when it was just Budweiser.
yeah, you beer was that. It was just like yellow light American beer. And if you wanted anything different, you probably had to travel, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Exactly. Like there was before I learned craft beer, like way back in late 90s, very early 2000s. In fact, one of Dan Pesto would know this because his other bandmate, because Dan, who was before on the show, and he was in a band with Matt.
Uh-huh.
And his other bandmate, other Dan would offer me a beer. And like I was, in my very early 20s, and he'd offer me a Pabst. And I'm like, oh no, beer, yucky. And then one day we were at a brewery, an actual brewery that he came out to, and I'm drinking beer, and he's like, wait, beer, yucky. And I'm like, no, beer, yummy.
Yeah.
But it was, yeah, the difference is
exactly, because that's the same way I felt about it too. In my 20s, growing up, like my bands would go play a bar, and they'd be like, we're paying you with beer, and it'd be like a bucket of Rolling Rock or something. And I would drink one because it was what we were getting paid in, but I was really like, why does anybody drink this shit? This is terrible,
Exactly.
And yeah, for many years I thought I hated beer, and then was when I moved to Asheville, which we've had this story on the other episodes.
Absolutely.
But I learned, hey, beer can be good, and what a time to be alive when you can get like 100 different types of things called beer.
Absolutely. Speaking of some, this is going to be a weird flavor combination, but
maybe if you're going to drink them together. Sure.
Well, not together. Like I'm not pouring them together, but I'm going to have a taste of
a little this, little that.
Yeah, but it's gonna taste weird. But
I like it a lot. But I will also tell you,
it's got a lot of sage. Like it does taste like turkey. It tastes like you cranberry sauce with turkey. It's got a lot of sage in it.
See, I mostly just taste the ginger, but okay.
I mean, I like sage, so it's fine. But it has a lot of sage.
I did catch it.
You got a little sage in there.
Yeah. But I like this a lot because I have a thing where like during the holidays I like to buy and sometimes you can find it already made. But I like to get ginger ale and mix cranberry juice with ginger ale.
Absolutely.
As a like a non-alcoholic cocktail sort of.
Sure.
I mean, sometimes you put alcohol in it if you want.
Sure, if you want. I mean, that's the.
But I don't always. I mean, most of the time I'm just enjoying ginger ale and cranberry juice. And it has to be a good spicy ginger ale. I'm not talking Canada Dry. That's disgusting.
No, you tried ginger beer.
Yeah,
like, go with an actual.
I've done. Well, I mean, there's ginger ales that are spicy.
Sure,
too.
I mean, even Verner's. Shout out. Verner's. Even Verner's. Do you know where Verner's is from?
I do think I got an idea.
Do you know where Verner's is from? Oh. I broke it.
You broke the thing.
I did break everything. Oh, I should this.
All right.
That joke went. That went.
Yeah, that took
poorly.
forever, didn't it?
That was wrong. All right. Anyway.
What timing? No, but I mean, and there's a ginger ale out of South Carolina that's the spiciest thing you've ever had. I don't know if I never bring you one of those.
Which one? I don't.
The Blenheims.
Yeah, I've had Blenheims.
Yeah,
Blenheims is good.
It's will singe your nose hairs. Make the top of your head light up.
Because I do normally like for cocktail mixing, I usually get ginger beer because
right, and most of the time ginger beer is like that. Like Blenheims is actually ginger beer spicy, not ginger ale spicy.
And like this is ginger beer, but it's actually alcoholic ginger beer, which makes it different. Like if you go to the store and buy ginger beer, it's not.
I like most of the I don't know about most of it, but I like most of the flavors. Like I don't know if they have a plain. I don't know if I'd like it. But
there's rosemary in this too.
Is there?
There's sage and rosemary. Taste it. It just says herb. It says cranberry and herb.
I gotcha.
But. Yeah, I'm tasting rosemary and sage, which I'm not mad at.
No, it's good. But anyhow, like I said, it's one of my holiday drinks anyway. Is cranberry ginger ale. So
this is a nice.
It's like that, but with a kick, and it's delicious.
I'm mixing the gingerbread beer and the cranberry. It's not a terrible taste. I wouldn't mix it together. Like I wouldn't do a black and tan. But
red and black.
They complement each other because of the flavor profiles, right? This is this is gingerbread flavor. This is like turkey dinner flavored.
Yeah.
And they do complement each other. Anyway, I am grateful for that. What else are you grateful for?
Oh, okay. Moving on. Music, I would say,
Sure,
and that's
sure.
very general, but I'm glad that music is a thing that exists
Yeah,
because it
yeah.
enhances our lives. I actually went to a show on Friday night, and I was supposed to go to a show the previous Sunday night, but it required a drive to Charlotte and then being out all night, and I was just like, I'm not feeling that.
Yeah, honestly, if we go to a show in Charlotte, we're staying in Charlotte. That's just what's happening.
It was, and like a month ago, that was kind of on the table, and then as it got closer, I was like, no, I'm not going to spend the night. But then I was like, I'm not going to go at all. I'm not going to go at all. Fuck it,
Right?
But I'm sad that I didn't go. But I mean, it wasn't feasible. Also, the tickets were only available through Ticketmaster, and the gouging, like the price was exorbitant. That was the other thing. It was like $40-something a ticket, which, as I mentioned before, I kind of have a cap on concert tickets. So
good thing you're not buying any Taylor Swift tickets, then.
Right? Oh, even fucking. Actually, this came up about a month ago. A friend mentioned he was thinking about going to see Depeche Mode, who are only playing like 8 dates in the States.
Yeah.
But they're all at like $1,000 for the shitty seats.
Right.
This is funny. Then the other day I was actually driving somewhere in my wife's car, and she's got free satellite radio, which I don't know if it's still free for the trial or if they've just forgotten to turn it off. But I'm not fussing about it because I do like satellite radio. I just don't like paying for it.
Just make sure they're not charging you.
No, they're not charging us because we haven't. No. No,
because that's where they got us. They got us before.
Oh, really?
So we were being
They finally sent you a bill.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, no, it was just automatically charged to our credit card.
Oh no, I don't think there's anything like that because I don't know where it's coming from. But it's just getting. Anyway, I like the station called First Wave that plays basically like post punk and new wave and stuff like that.
Sure.
But there was a Depeche Mode song that came on, and it's called Large Amounts.
Oh yeah.
And it was talking about the songs all talking about like the grabbing hands. They just want more and all this shit. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, aren't you the same people who are charging $1,000 for a concert ticket? Like, fucking shut up.
Ding, ding, ding. Exactly.
Like, I guess it's like they say, I hope I die before I get old, right?
Yeah.
Because
that's very true.
But anyways, music, good stuff for the most part. Don't pay too much to go see it though.
So it's funny
Just
you have that on your list. On my list, which I think correlates. I wrote down Rachel Bloom. I'm glad I live in a world with Rachel Bloom.
Sure.
I'm very grateful for it because she's hilarious and funny and I like her. But also then I had television, like television in general. I feel the same way about TV as you feel about music.
Oh, no.
I also like music.
So I didn't write this down, but I was actually thinking that like we're living in kind of the golden age of with streaming and everything. Like there is so much content right now. You can't you're almost overwhelmed. Your issue is that you can't pick what to watch because there's so much to watch.
No, and then I watch weird shit. I downloaded Tubi. We have mostly to watch Dan's movie, but we haven't watched it yet. And Tubi is actually a free streaming service, right? And it has a lot of shit. And I got so overwhelmed with the amount of shit. I'm watching MasterChef Canada. Like that's how overwhelmed I got. I'm like, no, I just
what's that all about? Are they just cooking back bacon?
They are. What I love about it is MasterChef, like the same as the US MasterChef, except even when they're trying to be mean, they're really nice.
Oh.
It's very sweet. They're like, oh, I'm sorry. I need to eliminate you. I'm so sorry. But it is actually, but that's what I'm watching. But it's not because I want to watch it. It's because
you're overwhelmed.
I'm overwhelmed with the other choices.
Yes, you're just like, this'll do.
It felt familiar. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm going to watch this.
Oh, totally. Like I've totally done that because that's the worst thing is like the worst thing about all the content we have right now is that you'll flip through it all and just go, well, I've wasted an hour flipping.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I'm just going to bed, I guess. Fuck it. I don't know.
Exactly.
But that being said, also I wanted to mention this was a thing I was thinking about too. Not only do we live in the golden age of streaming, but we live in I'm glad that we live in the time period where I lived to see enough superhero movies where now I don't want to see any more superhero movies. Like, I never thought I would say that in my life, but like, honest to God, both DC and Marvel could stop making superhero movies, and I could care less. I could just be like,
yeah,
I'm good, thanks. I've had my fill. Like, I don't need to see the.
yeah.
I don't need to see the. Fuck, I'm trying to think of some like C-listing character. You know that they're gonna make a
like
movie out of.
Jubilee.
Yeah, I don't need to
Make
see
a
the Jubilee movie.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
might actually see that.
I don't
but
need to
yes,
see it,
I don't
though.
need to. I don't
Like
need
you
to.
can just go ahead and not make that movie, and it'll be fine. They will make it, but
yeah.
or at least if they don't make a movie, they're going to make a 6-episode streaming series on Disney Plus,
Right.
and you'll have to watch that shit because it'll tie in to
Right.
Phase 5.
Because if you don't watch it, you won't know what's going on.
But
for sure.
honest to God, they could quit. Like, and that's both good and bad. I'm saying, like, on one hand, I'm glad I lived through it. On the other hand, stop any day and it's fine.
I mean, even if we just had a break, like,
Yeah, just let us have a 5-year lull where we were like, well, damn, they haven't made any superhero movies for a while.
Bam, superhero movie, and then we're like, yay!
Hey, all right, they rebooted it.
Well, that's we talked about this off show before, and like one of the things that I'm reaching peak is high fantasy.
Yeah,
like I don't need any more
you
Game
don't need
of
to see any more
Thrones.
goddamn dragons.
No,
like,
please stop with the dragons. And I mean, we are currently sitting in a room. The art behind us is all Lord of the Rings. Obviously, we love Lord of the Rings. But we watched the TV show, and the last 2 episodes were good. But other than that, I'm like, please stop. But the thing about like when we saw the Peter Jackson movies, right? That was exciting because one came out a year,
and you had to wait for it. And it was an anticipation. And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying now. Like I think that's part of the burnout is because Disney, especially, they put out a movie, they put out 2 shows, they put out a movie, they put out 2 shows, they put out a movie.
Yeah, it's all marketing.
It's just, and it's on top of each other, and like you haven't even caught up most of the time. Like I'm usually like 2 weeks behind, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta hurry up and watch this series because I gotta go see that movie this weekend.
Yeah,
because everybody's gonna be talking about it, and I don't need spoilers.
Exactly.
Oh my god! And then I watch all the things, and I'm like, I just don't give a shit anymore. Like now that Phase 4 is over,
we're done.
Like stop! I don't care. Like and honestly, the last 2 superhero movies I saw, which were Wakanda Forever and Black Adam, which I was excited about both of them 6 months ago. Not last week when I went to see them all. But
we just saw Wakanda.
But I had been hyped. Goddamn, so first off, they pitched the idea for Black Adam 15 years ago.
Right.
So I had been excited about that for years and years and years. And then, of course, they told me 2 years ago that Dr. Fate was a character in it. And I got really fucking excited.
Love, yes.
But then by the time it came out, I'm like, I guess I should go see this fucking thing, I guess. You know? And I went and saw it. And I've told all my friends, like, it's okay. I mean, it's a solid, like, 7 maybe. I'm like, I would have probably thought it was better if I'd have seen it, like, 6 years ago.
Exactly.
But at this point, I just don't give a shit anymore. Whatevs. I don't know. And not knocking it. It's not its fault. It's the gestalt of all of it.
No, yeah, absolutely right. And yeah, we had like we went to see Wakanda Forever, and it was a good movie. This is not a movie about superhero or a show about superhero movies, but the issue with Wakanda Forever is that they couldn't make the movie they wanted.
Yeah.
Like it suffered from the fact that they're like, oh shit, our main character died. Now what?
It had all this baggage on it.
Yeah. So it had a hard time living up to that.
Yeah.
But it was what it was. All right, we do need to move on because we are nearing the end of the show. To things we're not grateful for. So before I do that, do you have anything else that you are grateful for?
I had a couple of quick things. Sorry, my health.
I have that on the list.
I went to the eye doctor recently. I got glasses. I got glasses for driving. I got glasses for the computer. Although I'm kind of starting to think my computer glasses are prescriptions off because I can't see jack shit in those things. So I don't know if I talk to somebody.
They're completely separate glasses. Like you don't have bifocals.
On the driving ones, they have a section way down here that if I was like to look down at the dashboard, right, that looks blurry too. So my close vision prescription seems off. I don't know what's up with that. But when I look out with them, they're helpful for that, right?
Right.
Like I can see far away. I can read road signs now. Just I can't,
That's helpful.
But this part down here drives me nuts. But thankfully, it's just in the bottom corners. So if I hold my head up if I hold my head down like this and look,
right,
it doesn't even come up. Like I can actually look at the dashboard through the other part of the lens, and it's fine. But anyway, the thing I'm thankful for is when I was at the eye doctor, he said, my prescription is very low. It's very low, and he said, honest to God, at your age, like your eyes are going to start failing. It's just a thing that happens. Like you can't control it. Like if he's like, you're 48. Like the fact that it's only starting really like to bother you now. He was like, it's a godsend. Because he was like, I'm the same age as you. I've been wearing glasses for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, so, and then all my other shit, like the pressure in my eyes and the macular stuff, all that was perfect. Yeah. So he was like, your eyes are in really good shape. You're good off. So I guess what I'm trying to say is health wise, I'm in pretty good shape. I'm reasonably pleased with that, as a person approaching their 50s that I don't have any fucking health problems I'm aware of. I need to go get a colonoscopy. It's time for that.
Who doesn't?
And I haven't done it yet, but yeah, we'll sort it out.
Well, if they send you up here, I know I have not done it. Matt recently did it. The clinic here in Asheville, like in and out, man.
Yeah,
they're like a machine.
Oh, well, it is a machine.
But they
it's like they show a machine up your ass.
I was prepared to be there for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours. I was prepared to be there all day.
All right.
I packed stuff like I was going to be working from the waiting room.
All right.
And,
you had a health thing you want to talk about too.
Well,
right?
Briefly, yes. I mean, I did. I mean, I had surgery earlier this year, and I'm grateful for my health, right? That solved a long time issue, and now I don't have that issue anymore. So
you're not getting specific. You have it written down on your sheet. That's why I was asking.
Oh yeah, right. This I will happily get. Well, I had a hysterectomy earlier this year, and it's been 10 years fighting for this whatever it was. Like, this is a problem, we need to fix it, and that was 10 years. And finally, they're like, okay, fine, we'll do a hysterectomy, and now I don't have periods anymore. Which I didn't like to begin with.
I mean,
so
who
let's
does?
not do that.
Is there somebody who's like, woohoo? I mean, aside from the what the woohoo means, if you got your period, I guess
like I'm not pregnant.
You're not going to have a child.
Yay.
That's good. But other than that, like
it's literal
still
misery
like a week of aggravation.
Absolute misery for a week every month. Yeah. So that doesn't happen anymore.
That's good.
All right, but so we should probably move on to things we're not grateful for. What are you well, I mean, by not grateful for, like I mean that can mean a lot of things, right?
Yeah. I guess, I didn't actually write that, I didn't get that far on my thing. But I'm looking at your list, and I basically I'm just like ditto on all that.
You don't disagree with any of
I don't disagree with anything on her list.
Where do we want to go with? Well, you probably don't suffer from this, so let's go with incels, racist, and homophobic and transphobic bigots.
Yeah, I don't care for any of that shit. That's probably the worst thing about the world today, right? Like, those are my biggest issues with what's wrong with the world today, I would say.
Incels, racist, and homophobic and transphobic bigots.
That whole thing.
That's just
yes.
And
greed.
Sure.
I'll add greed to that too. That's the other thing. And sometimes the greedy people use that other shit as a means to an end.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Like they bait everybody else with that shit, right? Like,
absolutely.
So but I want to have a caveat, kind of, sort of, if that's possible.
Sure.
And I want to say one of the things I was grateful for was memes. And the reason I'm grateful for memes is because it can make even that terrible shit like sort of worth it sometimes.
At least funny. At least we know that there are enough people in this world that are pissed off about this that it becomes a meme.
It becomes, so sometimes like whatever horrible thing happens then becomes funny. And then it's like, well, I guess I can kind of mildly say that I'm okay with the horrible thing because it created all this funny for a week.
I'm definitely not okay with
I guess I'm not okay with it, but it may, I don't know, somehow or another it makes it an easier to swallow pill.
I feel like at least we're taking steps to shame the people.
There's like, that. Okay.
We're doing it. Like, it might not do any good because we know that those memes are not going to actually shame the people, but it feels like
they don't get them. They're like, what?
Yeah. But yeah.
I don't understand what's funny about my Punisher skull on my truck.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's what
No,
they'd be
I
like, and then you're like, well, because it's dumb because you didn't read the comics, you don't understand the Punisher.
Right. I mean, the other day was
Because they haven't made a fucking movie yet. That'll be
that's right. We'll
phase
get there.
5. You can
We'll
look
get there. There was the TV
I guess there
show.
was a show, but
it
they
was
didn't,
Netflix. So
they didn't make it clear, I guess, how much he hated cops. But here's the thing: you can't have a Punisher skull with a thin blue line flag because the Punisher, honest to God, hates cops. That's who killed his fucking family.
Yes. Yeah. No, it is.
It was crooked cops what killed his family.
It may or may not be irony depending on your definition. But no, I mean, I recently, the other day was the Trans Day of Remembrance.
Yeah.
Right, because trans people are targeted with violence disproportionately among our population.
Yeah.
And but the other day I actually lost a Facebook friend because they made a transphobic joke and I unfriended them. And then they got mad that I unfriended them. And I'm like, well, fuck you then. I will never
good riddance.
I will never not.
They probably weren't that good a friend anyway.
Yeah, I will never not support trans people.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen. So if you're going to make trans jokes or gay jokes or anything like that, I'm not going to be the person. You know, the white people that are like, oh, you get it. Haha, you're white too. You get the joke. We can make the joke. I'm not that person.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite things to do, so here's one thing I'm grateful for, is when someone makes an off-color joke of some type that you're just supposed to like chuckle along with because that's what they expect.
Mm-hmm.
My go-to is, I'm sorry, I don't get it.
And then make them explain it.
They have to explain it.
And then if they have to explain it, like they're like,
they realize. They're like, it's a joke.
You can't really save it that.
I don't get it. Can you explain it?
Wait,
to
what
me?
do you mean though?
Yeah.
You know how.
Exactly. I actually saved because I'm constantly saving memes, right? For like posting on our Instagram and whatever. There was a meme today that people use the term woke because if you said empathetic, they'd realize they were in the wrong.
Yeah. Oh God. I will say I actually mentioned this to somebody earlier this week in some regard on some post about something. I was like, when people bitch about something, usually it's a piece of media or something that they're bitching about, and they're saying it's too woke. That's why I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you say something's woke, like I'm already done with your fucking argument.
Exactly.
Because what does it even fucking mean? What do you mean by that?
Right.
I mean, I saw people of color and I didn't like it.
I did.
I had too many black people in it, and I was like, nah, I'm done with this woke shit.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You know what? I'd rather be woke. Like I'm down with being woke. I would prefer to be woke.
It's fine. I'm okay with being woke.
And I realize, like, even
the same people who don't like being woke are the same people who say, "Wake up, sheeple."
Yeah, exactly. I'm literally woke. You just told me not to be woke, and then you tell me to wake up. I don't understand.
Yeah,
I don't understand. So yes, those are some bullshit. The other two I had on my list, I am not grateful for generalized anxiety disorder because that means sometimes I cannot leave my house.
Okay.
Because I'm like, I don't want to go be with the people because they scare me.
Yeah.
So it's not great. It's not great because there are times when it does trip the right response. Like I am scared, therefore I need to not do a thing. But there are times when it trips the wrong response. Like I am scared and I can't go to the grocery store. Oh, like those are different things. And the other one, the reason it was on here because I just signed up for, I just renewed my ACA, Affordable Care Act, right? So fucking health insurance.
Well, how bad is the ACA plan? Because my private health insurance through my work went up $40 per pay period this time.
All right, okay, that's fair. My regular plan, I had a Blue Cross Blue Shield plan that went up about $50 last year to this year. And this year it was going to go up $100. So I actually did switch, especially since I just had big surgery. So I'm like, how much am I going to have to pay next year? So I actually did switch to a higher deductible, lower premium. Because I'm like, I just can't. Like, why am I even paying this premium?
Yeah.
Because mind you, I was grateful for my health. I'm grateful for having the surgery that fixed a long-term problem. But I had to pay some shit.
Yeah, it wasn't
And
free.
Why am I paying a $200 premium a month? And I still have to pay thousands of dollars to
Out
get
of pocket.
this.
Yeah,
Like, that's
it's
some
fucking
bullshit.
ridiculous. No, I know. And I'm jumping through hoops here because, like I said, I went to the eye doctor, which is the only damn doctor I've seen all year, by the way. And I don't have vision insurance, but I have an FSA, which I use to pay for my eye exam in my prescription. But then the FSA people are making me, or HSA, or whatever the fuck it is, are making me jump through fucking hoops, like sending them the receipts and blah blah blah. And then and I'm like, why is this a fucking issue? I don't understand. Like, I need glasses. They gave me a prescription for glasses. Pay for the goddamn glasses. I already gave you the fucking money. Like, just pay it back.
Yeah.
Do it. Take care of it.
I'm not at all grateful.
Yeah.
Our healthcare system is
it's wrecked. It's the worst.
Broken.
It's the worst.
I was actually watching something, because I do watch a lot of television. I was watching a British show called The Great British Menu. And there's a longer story in there that would take those to be a whole episode. But anyway, they were lauding the
NSA.
Yes, the whole healthcare program in England.
And here's the thing: you can't even get a conservative in England to badmouth the NSA,
right? Because it is the National Health Service. It's an institution. It was founded after World War II. So it started in 1948. And it is doing good. You can get care at the point of need for free, and that's good. Like, it's pretty amazing.
We should all ascribe to that. And this is the funny thing is, like, that when people tell you, like, oh, well, how are we going to pay for it? Well, how the fuck does every other country on earth that's civilized pay for it? The same way. That's how we're going to pay for it.
Right.
Like, but it's always like, oh, we can't afford that. Well, we can always afford a bomber, though. We can always afford another missile.
Exactly.
We can always afford this other horse shit to put a fucking wall at the border or whatever nonsense you come up with. Like, there's never any goddamn shortage of money for making war or being mean to people. But when you want to help somebody, Jesus Christ, how are we going to pay for it? It's just always a hand wringing. Oh my God, how are we going to pay for that? They want college. Well, how do we do that? I don't know. Fucking ask all of Europe. How do they do it? I don't know. They're all broke, I guess. They're just broke as shit.
I guess so. Yeah, exactly. Your taxes will go up. Yeah, but premiums, copays, and deductibles will be cheaper. But in England, and so the NHS has some problems right now, but it's not because of the NHS. It's because the government has been cutting spending for it. Like, so that's not the way. So you are absolutely correct. And yeah, for sure. And like, I just heard a friend of mine who lives out in California just got a letter in the mail that she qualifies for Biden's tuition, the forgiveness. Yeah. Except that she doesn't, because Republicans are suing to stop it from happening. So she got a letter that said, you got some, no, you don't. Yeah. And she's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that?
I'm sorry, why didn't they sue over PPP loans?
Yeah, let's have that conversation.
Like, oh my God, was that fair that all these businesses got a free loan? And I'm saying this is a person who I didn't benefit personally, but my wife who ran a business.
She's a small business, which is what it was intended for, but big
also,
businesses,
mega churches fucking got it too, right?
Absolutely.
But nobody fucking sued over the PPP loans.
No.
But oh my God, college forgiveness. God forbid anybody should fucking, and here's the thing. I paid off my college loans this summer for finally, at 48, I'm finally free and clear. I don't begrudge anybody.
And you're like, no, I paid for it, so you should pay for it.
I'm not that person. I don't give a fuck. If they want to give everybody else free college forever from now on, fine. Fuck it. I don't care. Doesn't bother me.
Yep.
Raise my taxes $10. I don't give a fuck, man. Do it. Whatever you got to do. It's fine and good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, these kids already aren't going to own a goddamn house. Why should they go to college?
No shit.
Fuck all of it. Let college. You know what? All the colleges can go out of business. How do you like that? Like, all the colleges go out of business, and all your friends who are fucking, professors or library people or whatever the fuck that work at colleges can all go out of business too, because that shit won't exist anymore, because we don't want it to be free. God forbid,
Right. Right. Yeah, no, I'm not grateful for that.
No.
All right, so it is 8:00, and we have to go have Bill his pizza.
Yeah, let's do that.
But we do have things that are extra.
Oh yeah.
We do have to talk about this because everybody knows in the news Elon Musk, and I do want Bill to tell this story because. So things that are extra are Elon Musk and Twitter, and all you have to do is Google to find that. I'm sure you already know it. But my favorite story is Bill's adventures on Twitter this week.
This week, okay. So I have not been on Twitter for several years. Actually, I got off Twitter when they censored Rose McGowan for pointing the finger at Harvey Weinstein. Weinstein.
I like Weinstein.
But prior to everyone else coming out,
right?
I guess,
yeah, for sure.
They were like, "Oh no, you can't, you can't talk shit about people on Twitter or whatever." So they kicked her off, and I was like, well, "All right, fuck this shit. Like, I'm done."
Right?
Because that's nonsense. Like, there was so much other horrible shit going on Twitter, and that was the thing they decided to like kick somebody off Twitter for.
Right?
I was
racism's fine.
Yeah, no, but they're like, "Oh, this woman like said somebody did something. Oh, fuck her," So I was off for a long time. I haven't been on Twitter. But then recently, I guess as soon as Elon Musk bought it, and then I found out, I guess there was a series of memes.
Right.
First off, Elon Musk, the first thing he actually buys it, he comes out and he says, comedy is now legal on Twitter.
Yeah.
And like 2 minutes later, he's like, wait. Certain comedy is okay.
Exactly. Ding, ding, ding. Exactly.
It's because all these people started like calling themselves Elon Musk and posting with his name and shit. So I went and started a parody account called Elon Musky Fish. And so it was this muskie.
You had an old backstory. My favorite part is that old backstory to his muskie.
Yeah. I forgot what I went and looked up the lake with the largest muskie population in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And I put that as his where he's from. And anyhow, so I make this whole like fake account and I stay in character for everything. Like he's a fucking fish and he makes fish puns a lot of times. But
that's pretty much the extent of it. Really.
It was a lot of fish puns and a lot of baiting, fish pun intended, of right wing celebrities.
Sure.
I think I went and trolled I trolled Elon Musk obviously and
Fox News,
Kanye West, Ted Cruz, a bunch of people,
sure.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't know. Like I was just fucking with people left and right. I mostly right. Sorry.
Fucking with people right.
to the right. I went and fucked with Bill Dance just because, because I was a fish. If you're not familiar with who Bill Dance is, he runs a fishing program. I don't know what his politics. I mean, he runs a fishing program. Let's be honest. We know what his politics are. Anyway, I was just, bothering people, like making bad fish puns at these folks. And anyway, so this is the funny part was some woman liked one of my posts, and then she started messaging me. And she said she was from Paris.
Right. She may have been a bot.
She may have been a bot or some kind of phishing scam. I don't know. But she kept talking to me.
Phishing scam.
Phishing with a PH. She kept talking to me like all week long. And she kept asking me all these personal questions. And I would stay in character as a fish. Like, and she would be like, "So what do you do for a living?" And I was like, "Well, I guess you would call it aquaculture." Like...
Oh, send me screenshots and some of this was gold.
Gold. Maybe Laura can post some of it in the comments.
I will. I didn't post it before.
Oh my god!
Before you gave.
I just kept I stayed in character the whole time, and this woman never seemed like I kept waiting for her to get tired of it. Just go, oh, fuck you. This guy's weird. Okay,
right? Exactly.
But she keeps talking to me like at some point, actually, I think I said, want to spawn?
Yeah, and she didn't respond. Yeah, that was the best part. I'm like, yeah, that would have been a deal breaker for most people.
I know. I totally expected that to end that was my conversation ender, if you will, and she didn't take the bait, pun intended.
Oh my god!
So anyway,
there was some good stuff. I will post the screenshots.
But anyway, as of today, I went on there and I posted, "Hey, this shit's too right wing and dumb for this fish, so I'm off." And I will never go back on and post as Elon Musky Fish again because I'm done with Twitter for good.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I abandoned.
It's
Twitter.
it's all just dude bro echo chamber anymore. By the way, if that's what you're into, go on over to Twitter and you can high five with other crypto bros about what a great guy Elon Musk is, because that's all it is.
Well, since he laid off half of his staff a week or so ago, and then gave an ultimatum to the rest of his staff that was like, either you have to work 90 hours a week or
take a severance package. I'll be like, well, oh my God, that's a real tough choice.
So he lost another half of his employees. So
I'm surprised it was that little. Honest.
I know.
Like, I would have taken that severance. Like, somebody came to me with that shit, I'd have been out the damn door.
Bye. My favorite part is that there was no rhyme or reason to this. So it was just a blanket statement, like anybody. So I guarantee you what's there right now is like 6 engineers and
a bunch of like
1,000 salespeople.
Yes, exactly. It's all the people who are worthless anyway.
Right. The people that, so it's not even something. So it's I don't know what the countdown is, but it is just a matter of time.
It's gonna be off.
A matter of time.
Yeah.
All right. So that is it for us for today. We will be back next week, but you want to take us away?
Sure thing. Bill's Opinions is engineered and produced by Laura Lavoie. The opinions of Bill are his and his alone, unless Laura agreed with them, in which case they agreed with each other, I guess, and vice versa. I don't know. Anyhow, this week was mostly agreements.
Mostly.
It was.
We're very grateful for things.
Anyway, be sure to like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Is that right?
Yeah.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook. Be sure to hashtag Opinion Gang if you talk about us. Be sure to leave feedback. Ask us a question. If you have a show idea, we'll be happy to address it. If you want to advertise, reach out to us. We'll be happy to advertise for you. Otherwise, we'll just advertise for one of our friends that we already do. And join us next week for another exciting show that's about
leftovers.
Yes, that'll be pertinent to next week's tales.
Yeah, technically we'll be actually probably a few days too late for leftovers, but we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, you know what? I got a cast iron stomach, as they say, and I will eat that shit for at least a week after it's the first day.
Nice. So, all right.
So catch you later.
We'll see you then. Bye, everybody.